Two Mics, One Mac. I'm Bennett Spear, and here is my boy, Sam.
Howdy.
So, first things first, Sam, how are you?
Oh, I've been doing just fine. Just been working and schooling.
Working and schooling?
I don't get days off. I have 5 days of work and 2 days of school.
So where do you work?
I work at Target.
And, what do you do?
I stock shelves. It's not impressive, but basically I work in food, which means I stock the food and I make sure the food's not expired, but we're terrible at that, so I don't mention it.
Do you how often do you stock the food then?
Every day I'm there. That's all you do, and on sales floor is you just take food and you put it onto shelves.
Yeah, but because I remember us talking about this sometime earlier. You were talking about how sometimes you just don't take the food off after the expiration date, and you just kind of leave it there, and it's been like months, and then you like pick it up and you're like, oh, welp.
I only do that when it's in the back. If it's on the floor, I take it off immediately. Because there's nothing worse than having a guest come up to you and say, hey, this expired last month. Or, hey, this has mold on it, and you just have to feel bad.
Oh.
So sometimes I'll leave it in the dairy cooler if I'm about to leave, but typically you're giving me a bad rap because if I see something expired, I'll take it out and, process it out.
Okay.
Other people. Our main problem is that we don't check it often enough.
Okay.
We're busy.
I used to work at a Cold Stone.
I remember that.
And one time we had to remove all the drinks from the little door thing that they have. You know, like they have this like weird refrigerator door thing, and you can just take a drink out of it or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was my job. I had to restock it, right? And so I take out just a Sprite bottle and I look at it, and it expired 3 years ago. And I was just so confused. I was like, and I go to my manager. I'm like, who was the last person who did this? And she was like, people have done this before? And I'm like, oh, well, it seems that we are at different terms here.
It's high quality management of that Cold Stone. You've told me this before, but tell the audience, did you have to do the tip song?
So we did it once, and then we just universally decided to never do it again. And it would suck because what would happen is that there'd be a customer and he'd be like, all right, and he'd like casually toss it into toss his money into the jar and like expect something, and then we all just kind of looked up and just stared at him and then just continued to do our work again.
You get the Cold Stone stare.
The Cold Stone. Cold Stone Cold Stare.
Nice. Rolls right off that tongue.
Exactly.
Do you remember the song?
No, it was like something like thank you for the tip. Da 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 da. I don't remember. I don't know. It's been so long. I swear. Cold Stone was weird though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think the worst employees I've ever worked with in my life happened to be at a Cold Stone. Like I think I told you this story before, but I worked with this one guy. His name was Kareem, and Kareem was a character.
Oh yeah,
to say this.
I remember this. Please expand. Okay,
so Kareem is probably the most Arab person that I've ever met in my life, and I'm half Arab, just to like
nice
for the audience to know. So like I pick up on it relatively quickly,
right?
And we started at the same time, and we were starting to talk, and we were just talking about just Arab things, you know?
Yeah, just Arab things.
Yeah, just Arab things. He just moved in from, there was either Jordan or Dubai, I can't remember, but
I bet it wasn't Dubai.
And we started talking, and he's like, yes, I love this one thing, it's called dokka, and I love it. And I'm like, the fuck? 'Cause I've never heard of it. I'm like, what's dokka?
Yeah.
And it's like, dokka, it's amazing. Okay, first of all, you only smoke it for 1 second, and then and it gives you an amazing high, and it's amazing. And I'm like, oh, cool, okay, cool, I guess.
Did he ever offer you any?
No, I didn't want any because I'm working, so it's not like I'm gonna.
People have been high at my job.
So occasionally he'll like go out back and just start smoking this mystery drug that And, like, the thing about me is that I'm kind of a shit employee. Like, whenever someone's, like, not doing their job, I don't really care.
Same.
Unless it starts literally impacting my job.
Absolutely same.
Yeah. Have you ever had an employee like that or a coworker like that?
No coworker I've had has slacked off so much that it impacted me. Mostly because I just go in for my time, and since we're stocking shelves, we don't have to interact with customers. We don't have lines growing. We just don't get to things, and that just passes on to the next one, and it keeps going around. But it doesn't. It never really increases my workload though.
Okay.
Because I have a set time when I enter, set time when I leave, and I can stay, and they ask me to stay. I usually say no. Because I usually have stuff to do.
Okay.
But, like, did you? So he just goes back and smokes whatever.
Yeah. He goes back and starts smoking this mystery drug, right? And it was fucking weird because what happened was that as we're communicating and as we're talking, like his work productivity starts getting lower and lower and worse and worse.
Yep.
And as a result, it starts impacting me. And I'm like, all right, what's this mystery drug that we're dealing with here? Okay.
Put your hands on your hips just like that.
Yeah, so what I did was that I Google it. I Google what Dukkha is, and I find like the official Dukkha website.
It has a website?
I think so. Hold on, wait. Let's check to see if it still exists.
Oh, I can't wait. This part of the story has not been told to me.
Dukkha. Yeah.
Oh, it's just tobacco.
Yeah, it's a type of like it's weird. It's a weird. Here it is, midwach.com. That's the other name that it has, which I'm aware is like the official website of it. And like just looking at it, you could kind of tell like what kind of website you're entering here.
Learn how to save 30% of my order. Also,
Wait,
pop-ups
what?
everywhere, and now we're in a different website.
Hold on, wait, I got it.
What in the name of a virus is this?
Yeah. Hold on, enter your birthday. July 1st, before 18.
Not even gonna try that math.
No, it's not even my real birthday. So.
Shocking.
Let's see. Yeah, look at this. And, like, you could tell just based on this website, I'm like, oh, shit. It's like vaping with extra steps. And
wow, it actually is. Oh, wait, hold on. The options are over, warm, hot, or warm. What? What are these mixes?
Store locator?
Oh, please. Is there one here?
Oh, God.
Are they all in a different country?
You'd like to know.
Oh, no, they're all here.
Oh, they are here.
Oh.
There's one nearby.
Whoa.
It's down the street.
What?
What? What the fuck?
Well,
yeah, but at the time, I went to this website and there was a scorpion on it. And I was just like, oh shit, because whenever there's a scorpion posted on anything, then you know what type of shit you're about to get
absolutely. It gives a message.
into. And, like, so I'm just like, okay, well, like, how do I tell my manager on this? Apparently, completely legal.
I figured that.
No, it's completely legal because it's technically tobacco. It falls under the same laws as cigarettes.
Huh, but it gets you high?
It gets you high. It's like a high feeling. It, like, apparently, I've never done it, and I don't want to do it after Kareem. Because what happens is that it bloats your head, and it makes you feel high just for, like, a few seconds. And that's the feeling it gives you, but it also releases a lot of dopamine, so it makes you feel a lot better. But that's really bad for you. Apparently it's worse than cigarettes, from what I'm aware, according to Wikipedia anyway.
The best source.
It's where I do all my sources.
Yeah, no, I even did an essay for history that was literally comparing Wikipedia to the Encyclopedia Britannica. They're basically the same.
Basically.
Wikipedia gives more information, typically, than Encyclopedia Britannica, because Britannica focuses on easily confirmable, we know this shit. And Wikipedia is able to go a little further out. It's like, this one paper said, so we're going to put it in.
Yeah, I don't know. Quora is where I go for my... That's where I go for my research needs.
Nice.
I also like Yahoo Answers.
That's wrong.
That's where I get my scientific sources.
That is unfortunate.
Breitbart.
Excuse me. Why are you going down?
It's getting worse and worse with every single one.
Like, I only go to realnews.org.
Also, weird thing about Kareem is that wasn't the only fucking thing that he did that was really weird.
Oh?
Yeah, because, thing about it is that he's also, like, he's smoking all the time, so he does not make good decisions very often. And, what he did was that, one time we were just chilling. It was me and a few other employees, so we were just hanging out in the back.
Yeah.
And, what happened, he said, hey, I need to go on my break. I need to buy food for my lizard. And I'm like, your lizard?
I remember the story. Continue.
And I'm like, your lizard? And he's like, yes, my lizard. And I'm like, alright, fucking whatever. Just go ahead. Go for it. And so he leaves, and then about 15 minutes later, he comes back with a box with a mouse inside, and he just plops it in the back of our Cold Stone Creamery. He bought a mouse to our food stand, Sam. What? What? Ow?
Bad.
All of us were just in complete shock.
Sanitary.
Just completely like, what? And
oh my gosh.
he was like, I'm like, what did you just do? And he's like, it's food for my lizard. And I'm like, what kind of fucking lizard do you have? And he goes, mangrove monitor. Alright? And I Googled this thing. And
we'll Google it in real time too.
And we're Googling it in real time as well. And it's just a fucking dinosaur of a lizard. Like,
oh.
Yeah, I know. Hold on. Google images. Look at this thing.
That is quite large.
It's like the size of his arm.
Yeah, that is quite large.
Oh my god. And there was another image of a bigger one, right?
Alright.
And here's another one. It's like the size of this guy's leg.
Jesus.
Yeah. And so all of us were just like, what the fuck? You're gonna get eaten. Like, you're gonna raise this thing on blood, and it's gonna eat you in your sleep.
I'd be more concerned with the fact there's a mouse in my food establishment.
That too, And like, why a live mouse? They serve lizard food, like they have little pellets, and we ask him that. And he's like, no, because if he does not, he will not eat the pellets, or he will just leave it alone. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure any animal put in a situation where they have nothing else to eat has to be like...
They'll eat it eventually.
Yo, I mean...
It's technically...
I like it, but yeah. And thing about it that's even weirder is that, like, we're in a Cold Stone, right? Yeah. And, like, I Google this thing. Apparently they eat eggs. And, like, we're in a Cold Stone. Just buy a carton of eggs. Or better yet, go to the back and get a carton of eggs from the back that we have. Yeah. But no, apparently he's just a psycho. And he's like, oh, I want to watch it. I need to see it. It needs to eat a live mouse. It won't eat if it's dead.
Oh my god.
I know. I am talking to a crazy person. Is what's happening. And who's the worst employee that you've ever worked with?
Oh man. The one that showed up for like 2 days and then didn't show up ever again.
How'd that happen?
I don't know. She just kind of stopped showing up entirely.
Oh.
That's all I got. There was no, like, explanation at all.
Oh. Just stopped coming?
Yeah, basically. Second worst goes to the guy who was really silent and also was committing fraud.
Oh,
third place goes to the
what?
Okay, so basically, what he would do is he would come in to work, he would clock in on the electronic punch we have, and then he would leave.
Oh.
And then he would come back later, work like maybe an hour of his shift, and clock out.
Oh.
And he got super caught. AP saw him. AP is asset protection. They looked through the cameras. They saw him doing this, and they fired his ass.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
Absolutely.
I would have done the same.
Third place goes to... there's a guy who's like... We're almost certain he was selling drugs.
How'd that happen?
He also just stopped showing. He just got a better job.
Oh.
But, yeah, it's not even cool. We just thought he was. Oh. Also, one time he asked me if I was 420 friendly.
Are you 420 friendly?
Yes. In that I think it should be legalized, knowing that I don't smoke it.
I mean, you bought those weed socks.
Okay. You're gonna call me out like that.
Okay.
Alright, so, what Bennett is referring to are socks with, like, the cannabis leaves on them.
Right.
And the way I have them is because I know someone who smokes weed. And what they did is they go to D.C. And in D.C. they tried to legalize marijuana. Congress shut them down hard because they're assholes. And D.C. was like, cool. I mean, not cool, but we can just loophole this by decriminalizing it. Which essentially means you can't be arrested for using it or having it, but you cannot sell it. So the way stores in DC get around this is you go into their store and buy a $60 pair of socks.
Right.
And they're good socks, I like them. But they give you a free gift of weed with those $60 socks. And that is how you buy weed in DC.
Oh my god.
There are stores where you can do it, and you just buy an item that's like $60, and they give you weed as a free gift, which is legal. Because you're not technically buying
That is
the
such
weed.
a big loophole, though.
Yeah, because it's the only way they could get it to work. It's the only way they could, like, quote, legalize marijuana is by letting that loophole happen. Because keep in mind, DC's trying to do it. They just haven't been able to.
Well, shit.
Because every law they have has to go through Congress.
I love that.
I don't.
I mean, like, you get free pair of socks out of it.
Yeah, I get free pair of socks. They don't wear them. So I get past free pairs of socks. And they're comfortable socks.
I mean, yeah. I bet. I mean, like, this of all the groups of people to just buy a pair of socks, it'd be the stoners, honestly.
Would it?
Yeah, I mean, like, they're the ones, like, you'd get so high that you'd be like...
I guess I'm just gonna knit some socks.
Yeah, or no, not knit a sock, but maybe buy a pair of socks with the weed.
No. You buy the pair of socks. You don't buy a pair of socks with the weed. You buy a pair of socks and get the weed. It's very specific.
Okay.
You need to nail it.
Of course. Why didn't I think of that?
Because you haven't bought weed. Clearly, you need to buy more weed.
Oh, clearly.
I said, currently in a state where that is not legal. On a campus where that is double illegal.
Oh, true. Yeah. But, what else did you do this weekend?
I had a couple friends from Missouri come down, and we played Betrayal at House on the Hill.
The Trail on the House on the Hill?
Betrayal at House on the Hill.
What's
It's
that?
a board game. Basically, you and a group of people are exploring through a house.
Right.
And you find, and events happen to you, and it's really spooky. It's a spooky game. And you find items, you find omens, and eventually, at a certain point, one of you is revealed to be the traitor. And that traitor has to kill everybody. And everyone else has to be like, no, don't do that.
Oh. Okay.
And it's really fun. And I highly recommend it.
Okay. We'll check it out.
Yeah.
This weekend was weird. I met the president of a fraternity. I will not be saying which fraternity.
Clever, just like I'm not saying which target.
But I don't think I've met a more boring human being in my entire lifetime. Oh my god. Like, you'd think president of a fraternity, they'd have, like, some kind of, like, life experience.
Some street cred.
Some street cred, something to bring him there. But no, this guy's just a fucking idiot, I guess. Like, so what happened was that me and my friend were hanging out. And we had a mutual friend of ours who was going on a date. And the date wasn't going super well. So me and my friend were eating at a restaurant. And my friend was like, yo, I need to get out of this date. Alright, can I just come to the restaurant with you? And I'm like, yeah, sure, fuck it, why not? Yeah. And so she comes by. And she brings her date along, too. And this date was the head of the fraternity.
Oh.
Yeah. And it was just really... He's really quite the character.
But in a bad way?
In a bad way, yeah. So basically, what happened was that I was talking to him, and I'm like, oh, so what you been up to recently? He's like, yeah, man, you know, just doing my thing. And I'm like, okay.
Vague?
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, I know. And I'm like, can you elaborate?
What is your thing?
Yeah. And he's like, I don't know, man, just me and sci-fi and Eltify and HBO. We just, I don't know, random frat names, I guess.
Yeah.
Random frat houses. And
nice.
we're just like going out, man, and we're just having a good time, you know? Just, we had a killer party, and I'm like, cool. Like, all he talked about was his fraternity. And when I say all he talked about was his fraternity, I mean literally everything coming out of his mouth was about this fraternity.
I wonder why that date wasn't going well.
He didn't ask questions. He didn't ask, like...
Wait, he didn't ask questions?
It was just him talking about his fraternity.
Oh, that's not how you do a date.
That is not at all how you do a date. That's not how you do a talking to a person.
I've never been on a date and I know that.
Sad times are sad.
Oh, absolutely.
But,
Guys, I'm lonely, please help. But no, this guy, who only talks about a fraternity.
Yeah, he only talks about a fraternity. And I was just amazed at how boring of a human being you are. You have no other interests. You have no goals. It's just your fraternity. And, like, he started talking about a story. He was like, what? Because he was talking about it, we just kind of brought it up. And he's like, yo, so, what was the craziest night you've ever had? Mm-hmm. He's like, yeah, one time I, like, got so drunk I passed out on a random guy's mattress. And I'm like, what?
You passed out on the place you're supposed to?
That's your crazy drinking story?
God, I need to one-up him.
So not only is he have no interests and no goals and is completely uninteresting, but his, like, one niche of a human being as, like, this party animal is completely nullified by, like, the garbage stories that he has.
Yeah. It's like, you have not entertained me at all. What is
not
this?
At all. He has become a waste of my time. Like, I've never met a human being who's been a waste of my time.
His only redeeming quality is his use as a story on this podcast.
We need people like him, so that way our podcast is interesting.
Absolutely.
But, you know, it has got me to this point, you know, where, like, it really started to bother me because, as he continued talking, the more I realized, like, how shitty these fraternities are, because chances are, like, a lot of these people are, like, there because they've reached a certain grade point average, or they're there because they've, like, they have some skill.
Or connections.
Yeah. You know? And it really started to bother me, you know? Because by the way that this person was talking about it, it makes it come across like they're taking the spot of a college kid who actually truly deserves it. Yeah. But instead we get this kid. He was talking about a video that he was making with his frat. I told him, like, I do comedy sometimes. Yeah. And he's like, oh, no way, man. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, you know, I'm a bit of a comedian myself.
I don't believe you.
And I'm like, oh, really? He's like, yeah. One time, me and my bros, we made a video of us in banana costumes, and we were beating up bananas.
What even?
That was his story.
Who is this person?
I don't know. I can't even say the name of the fraternity or the name of the guy.
Yeah, keep it anonymous. But
and I kind of think it's better.
Absolutely.
We get in banana costumes and we fought bananas.
Oh, did you lose?
What the fuck?
Oh god.
I was amazed at how, and also, like, his drinking stories. I have better drinking stories.
Really?
Yeah, they're not even that many. I don't even have that many, but they're still better. I got so drunk, I started hanging out with a cat.
Yeah.
Like, I was at this party and he had a cat, and I don't know how, but I had some kind of weird Dr. Dolittle moment where I just had, like, this bond with this fucking cat. Yeah. You know? And, like, it came to a point where, like, I woke up the next morning, passed out on his couch with the cat. Oh, alright, so already I'm better than this mattress guy.
That's a good cat.
Yeah. And I, like, look back at the pictures of the night before, and it's just me with this cat. I'm, like, throwing beer pong with the cat. I just have a cat with me.
It's amazing.
It is amazing. And, like, the handful of other times I went out drinking were just significantly more interesting by what this guy was doing, what he was doing.
Yeah, naturally, because you probably actually had fun.
I did have fun. You know, he's probably just doing this because he has to. And again, that really brings me back to my point, where this guy is just a waste of student space.
Yeah.
You know?
God, I have exactly one drinking story.
Go for it.
The one time I got drunk.
Go for it.
And I put drunk in quotes because I did not get that drunk.
Okay.
But basically, 21st birthday, right?
Right.
It's the weekend. I requested off from work. I'm gonna party. That's the lie. It was just me and my family, because my family is fun to hang out with, and they were dedicated to making me go drunk. So first off, we went to a bar. I tried cider. Cider tastes awful. That is what I learned. We moved on to what's called a Long Island iced tea. And do you know what a Long Island iced tea is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's basically 5 different types of alcohol, some Coke, and some lemon juice. And what's interesting is that I took a sip of it, and it was all lemon juice. And that's all I could taste. That's all I was ever going to taste for the rest of that night, was that Long Island iced tea's lemon juice. So that wasn't a great start to getting drunk, but I drank it, and there's a little liquor in that thing. So we go home. I'm slightly inebriated, as the kids say. But no, we just go home, and we have 2 types of vodka, raspberry lemonade, and blueberry something. I think it's also it's raspberry lemonade and blueberry lemonade, I think.
Okay.
But we would just mix that with Sprite, and we would play drinking games. And I did not get that drunk. My mom got hella drunk.
Oh.
She got smashed. I only got tipsy. I stood up and fell right back down.
Yo, that's a strat.
It is. At one point I just kind of lied down on the floor and said I live here. I stood up eventually. Don't worry.
I get it.
But in general, everyone other than me got more drunk. But that's just because I'm good at games. Fight me.
When you're so good at games, you can't even drink.
Yeah, that's right. This drinking story ends with me going to bed at a responsible time and drinking lots of water. Let's go.
I respect that.
Don't worry, eventually I'll get hammered, and you will learn the story.
But, back to fraternities for
Absolutely.
the 18th time.
This was an important tangent. Continue.
Yeah.
It may not have been funny, but
I
I wanted to say it.
What I did was that I don't know, it's just with fraternities especially, it's like I don't like how they're giving excuses to like the benefits of a fraternity, because the reason you go to a fraternity is for like drinking and partying. Okay?
Really? I always thought it was about gathering, like, social networking.
I mean, there's that too, but I mean, that's really a benefit of the partying and drinking. Yeah. You know? Like, joining a fraternity for the education is like going to the Hooters for a food. You know?
A food.
It's like going to a Hooters for the food.
Yeah, you don't.
You don't do that. You don't, you know?
You go to Hooters because you're lonely.
Yeah. No, what bothered me is that, like, especially with these frat people, is that they don't own up to it, you know? Like, if you're going to college to party and drink, fucking say that, okay? Yeah. Don't give me this bullshit like, oh man, I really need to, like, social network and, like, make some friends. Making friends is not hard, okay? Just go somewhere and talk to someone.
Oh boy, I have a counter argument to making friends isn't hard.
Okay.
My counter argument is me up until high school.
Okay, but then what happened?
You
made friends! You did it!
I met Krishna.
Fraternity
Krishna
not needed at all.
Yeah. All I needed was a lunch period.
Exactly. But, like, I don't know, like, don't get me wrong, like, you can make friends, you know, and you can make some lifelong friends through a fraternity.
Yeah.
You know? And I have nothing wrong with that, you know?
Yeah.
But, like, the main reason people join a fraternity is for the drinking and the partying and the fucking the women who come there to drink and party as well.
Sure.
Yeah, okay?
You're not wrong.
I'm not, no, and that's the thing. My problem is they don't own up to it. They give me this bullshit where, like, for example, okay, like, say you joined a job, okay, you got a job at your,
In fact, I did.
Yeah, let's do Target, okay, Target grocer, okay?
Sure. Sales floor.
And then, Target sales floor, sure. Okay, and you're like restocking and stocking, but the guy who did it, he said, he's like, yeah, I'm a man who is in charge of all food services within the Walmart. And I'm like, huh?
Well, let me tell you.
I mean, that's technically true, but that's not the reason you're doing it.
That's not what you say to people. That's what you put on a resume.
Right.
For sure. Because a resume is all about making your achievements sound more impressive.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're just talking to someone, you don't say, hi, I'm in charge of making sure we achieve goals, and we respond to guests, and we... No, you put food on a shelf.
Right. And that's really my problem with fraternities, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
It wouldn't help because like a good number of them are assholes. You know.
Understandable.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, don't get me wrong. They're great fraternity members, and
it's just in your personal experience.
In my personal experience, a good number of them are fucking douchebags, and they like somehow wean their way into college through connections or.
And a lot of fraternity stories you hear, and how fraternities are depicted on television,
that's true.
The same story.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's kind of a world. It's kind of universal, like.
But they make a ton of money, and so colleges are never going to get rid of them.
Yeah.
So, whatever. I don't know. Fraternities are just weird.
Are we done with fraternities now?
I guess so.
All right. Because you're right.
It's kind of going on.
Yeah.
For a bit.
We're drifting into just hateful insults.
It's a hate speech for fraternities.
The worst kind of
Nothing worse than fraternity hate speech. Yeah.
Nah.
One group of people that just
absolutely
just is constantly hated on by the media. Yeah.
All right. Let's out ourselves as nerds real quick. Have you been playing any great games recently?
Great games.
Or games in general. Games you hate and want to talk about.
Spider-Man for the PS4.
Did you actually play that?
I played it. I finished it. I'm downloading the DLC today.
Oh, hit me with that review, man. I've heard nothing but good.
Oh my god, it's amazing. Well, okay. It's not a perfect 10 out of 10. There are points where I looked at the game because occasionally, like the story mode is amazing. The story is great.
Okay.
I have nothing wrong with that. The side missions could be worked on.
Okay.
Not all of the game is completed either, which is why they're doing DLC.
Yeah.
But they're all, like for example, the one that's coming out today is the Black Cat DLC.
Neat.
That they're doing. And it's supposed to tie up some loose ends because it doesn't actually end, like the full story mode by its own. And I have a problem with that.
Yeah, they enticing you to buy the DLC.
Right.
Yeah.
But that being said, the regular story mode is so complete and so good, you don't really care. Swinging around the city is by far the best part of the game.
That's what I've heard as well.
Oh, hands down. It's so fun. I once spent 3 hours. Not 3 hours. I spent the first 2 hours of the game, like, just swinging around the city.
Yeah.
It was so fun. So fun. You could, like, do somersaults in the air, and, like, you can, like, fling yourself. You can, like, get the water post and then just, like, fling through the water post.
Oh, that's dope.
That is so dope, you know? Wow. You find, like, a fire escape, and then you start, like, rock climbing up the fire escape.
Just like Spider-Man.
Just like Spider-Man, yeah. I don't know. There are definitely things that could be worked on. Like, after a while, some of the... Like, there's this one side mission where you just have to, like, track down a car, and then you have to, like, chase down the car and make sure that, like, no one escapes from the car. Problem with that, they repeat this, like, 400 times for the side missions.
Right.
And eventually it's just annoying.
The same way Assassin's Creed 1 had, like, 3 side missions you did for each city. You had to follow a guy, and you had to talk to a guy.
Exactly. Pretty much,
Each side mission had a different, quote, story, but it was the same mechanics. Were there any escort missions?
Not that I can recall.
A point in the positives.
There were... I don't know, it's just after a while, sometimes, like, it just repeat itself, which I have a problem with. But overall, the story was really good, so you don't really care. And there's potential for a sequel, which I'm really hoping they do. It's addictive. It is addictive, though, okay?
Just swinging through the city?
Yeah. So, gets an 8 out of 10 from me.
Nice.
Solid 8 out of 10. What about you? What games have you been playing?
Well, I know a game we've both been playing is called Human Fall Flat.
I love that game.
We all love that game. It was the greatest decision I made. I bought a 4-pack of it for like $20, and I gave out keys so that we would play it together. And basically, if you don't know, it's a little like QWOP, but if it was a puzzle game. And basically, you just have to walk around and solve puzzles with your little jiggly guy and move stuff around and solve physics puzzles. And it's the greatest thing ever, because you can absolutely grab your friends and push them off a ledge or hit them with like things. It's just a blast. And there's so many like little Easter eggs. Like, you don't have to go the way they want you to. There's like there's like ways you can just go around the whole map. Like me and Harrison did the last mission without even coming close to following the correct path. Oh my, I went around the entire map all the way to the end. It was ridiculous. It's such a fun game. What? Do you remember anything fun? Like, what do you got?
Because like the thing about Humans Fall Flat is that when you die, you could fall off the world of the map, right?
And the way it does it is really seamless, where you fall and then you hit the ground again.
Yeah, you like fall off the edge and then you land on the ground of where you started in the beginning of the level, which is just really cool, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I don't know. I just really enjoyed the game.
Yeah, it's very much a.
Yeah.
It's very much a team game, or a friendly game. So, like, if you're gonna play Human Fall Flat, get a friend. Trust me, it'll make it 100 times better. Because there's nothing better than being on a level where you have to drive a boat, and then your friend parks that boat, and then you immediately move that boat while they're trying to do something.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I did to Sean. It was great.
Sean is our mutual friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I've been playing Mario Party.
Oh yeah, Mario Party.
I really love Mario Party. Allow me to elaborate. This is because I've been playing Mario Party for a while now, right? And over the past few games, they're just getting progressively worse and worse. But this one's starting to get a little bit better, and it is a fun game.
Yeah.
It's going back to its roots.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Alright, so explain to me how it's going back to its roots. Because I've never played Mario Party.
So they what they did, they brought in a car, and like you'd have to like all sit in the same car and like go down the same path, which is really fucking annoying. They like babyfied it for the children.
And I'm not children. I'm an adult child.
Exactly. I'm a man child playing children's games.
Yeah.
Fucking fight me, Nintendo.
Absolutely.
Alright. Like, and they fixed it. They brought in some dice, because I think what Nintendo is realizing is that more adults are starting to play it now.
Yeah, because the kids that they released to originally are adults now, and it's more of a nostalgia game.
Right.
For a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you're in college, it's something you play on the TV.
Alright, so something I want to end on.
Okay.
I was going through the internet, alright, like
As
I
you do.
And I was trying to find the coolest flags in the world.
This will translate great into an audio podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I'm super excited.
And so what I found out was that I found this one article from the Olympics a while ago. Or not the Olympics, it was from The Ringer. And if you don't know what it is, it's basically BuzzFeed for sports. And so already, like, it sounds terrible, right?
Yeah.
But, like, his list for the coolest flags is just fucking phenomenal. He wrote it during the Olympics in August 16th, 2016. And it's written by this guy named Shea Serrano. I don't know who this guy is. From what I'm aware, he's basically sports BuzzFeed guy.
Yeah.
Or one of them, anyway. And so let me just read you an excerpt of what he was talking about, because this is fucking hilarious. Here's an easy thing to write. America is the best country.
Okay, stop. I disagree.
I disagree as well. Alright, continue. I love it. We have malls and several movie theaters. Okay, stop.
Accurate.
That's every location in the world?
You're not wrong.
I'm not wrong at all, no.
I'm starting to think this may be satire, Bennett.
It's not satire, though, because this website isn't satirical.
I refuse to believe that.
No, this is The Ringer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, and then he says, I've never been, but I hear that the Grand Canyon is very impressive. There are many places to eat, some of which are very good.
Some of which.
We even have a place called Office Depot. It's an entire store devoted to office supplies, if you can even believe that.
Can't.
And if you can't believe it, then just trust me, because I've been there several times.
I got me.
One time, I was at the Office Depot near my house, and a woman asked if I needed help with anything. And I said, no thanks. And she was like, well, if you do, just let me know. My name is Cheryl. I know where everything is in this store. And then she laughed and walked away. There are like at least 40,000 different things in Office Depot, and Cheryl knows where all of them are. Cheryl is very impressive, as is America.
Fun fact, that's actually possible as far as retail goes. I mean, we have like some people who work at Target who are like, yeah, let me help you. Let me walk out. Let me walk down. Let me help you find that thing. And then you have people like me who are like, oh, yeah, that aisle. And then I go back to what I'm doing. That's fine.
Good for Cheryl, I guess.
Yeah, some people are better at handling guests than others.
Here's
I'll say that.
Here's a harder thing to write and to confront. America does not have the best flag.
Accurate.
It's a good flag, sure. A very good flag, even. And I appreciate all of the symbolism that's tucked into it. The stripes for the colonies and the stars for the states. And I feel a certain and discernible amount of patriotism and pride whenever I see it somewhere. Especially if it's in an impressive place, like on the moon or the back of a window of a Jeep Rubicon.
A Jeep has never been called an impressive place before.
No.
I disagree.
No Jeep is impressive, especially a Jeep Rubicon. Shout out to all my drivers who drive a Jeep, including me. It's definitely my favorite flag, but objectively, it's not the best flag. That's the main thing I've realized these Olympics. Really? That's the main thing that you've taken away?
God, you're gonna read this whole article, aren't you?
I'm gonna read the intro, and then I'm gonna read the first few.
Alright.
Just to give an idea. If you really want to look it up,
just type in the ringer, which country has the best
type in
flag,
best flags in the world, and then look for the one that says the ringer.
Basically.
And then you should be able to find it. Let me continue. There are 205 different countries that send at least one athlete to participate in the Olympics, and each of these countries has a flag, and several of them are better than America's flag. I suppose that's a fair trade-off. We are the best country in the world, but we do not have the best flag, like how the 2004 Detroit Pistons were the best basketball team in the world, but did not have the best player.
That's a sports reference for those of you who didn't realize.
For the sports BuzzFeed.
Absolutely.
Yeah. These are the Olympics flags ranked best to worst. And already there, this guy's doing it wrong. Who ranks it best to worst?
Yeah. Well, you gotta start with number one to really entice them. Honestly, with a list like this, you want to know the worst just as much as you want to know the best.
That's true. That's true.
What's the best flag according to him?
Number one, Mexico. What? What?
Sure.
Mexico?
Yes.
Mexico has a pretty standard flag, I think.
I'll allow it.
I wouldn't call it the best flag. Alright. Easily the best flag. It has a golden eagle on it. And let's be clear here. When I say golden eagle, I'm not describing the eagle as golden, as in his color is gold. As in an eagle that is of a yellowish color. Golden eagle is his actual science name. Golden eagle. And he put golden eagle in italices as if that's the actual scientific name of the golden eagle, which it isn't. What is the scientific name of the golden eagle?
Are you going to look that up?
I mean, yeah, we have the internet at disposal.
That's true. He describes the Mexican flag as perfect.
Yeah. Hold on. The golden eagle, Aquila Chiriasados.
That was nowhere close.
Trisados.
You're getting further away.
Trisados.
I'm pretty sure that's a hard CH, a
Chrysalos. Chrysalis.
Sure.
Okay. Aquila Chrysalis. Yeah. Think on it like this. Gold is the most impressive kind of metal on the periodic table, and eagles are the most impressive birds. So putting those two things together is like if there was a thing called a hurricane lion or a lightning bear.
A lightning bear came at me, I would just die. These are the kind of things I think about.
So that's one great thing about the Mexican flag. And were the flag simply a golden eagle and nothing else, it would have finished high on this ranking. Top 15, maybe top 12, but that's more to it. In addition to having a golden eagle on it, the golden eagle is standing on a cactus, the most valuable and versatile member of the plant family.
Sure, we'll let that slide.
Sure, okay. While killing a rattlesnake, the venomous villain responsible for more snake bites in North America than any other snake.
I'll admit that's pretty metal.
That's... Okay. Mexico's flag is a hero golden eagle tucked between green and red. If you read it from left to right, the green is saying, keep it moving because something incredible is coming. And then it's the best bird standing on the best plant killing the worst snake. then it's red, and red means stop. So it's like, stop right there. Did you just fucking see the middle of this flag? It's a perfect flag.
Oh.
Except no.
It's an alright flag.
It's
don't
an
want to
okay
offend
flag.
Mexico.
I'm not. No offense to Mexico, but they don't have the coolest flag.
Yeah.
No.
No, I'm with you.
I could draw cooler flags.
Oh, I don't believe you.
Oh yeah, I could draw a dragon on mine.
So, Wales.
See, Wales has a better flag than Mexico. We did it.
That's accurate.
Yeah.
Wales has a dope flag. It's literally just a dragon.
All right.
Number 2 is Japan, the
What?
Red Dot Nation.
What? Are you serious?
Absolutely, he is.
Okay. Number 2, Japan. I respect the straight arrow strength of this flag. There's no text. It's just a single red dot on a solid white background, like aiming a laser pointer directly at the center of a person's forehead, which is quietly a very aggressive move. Bangladesh has a similar flag, except instead of an all-white background, it's an all-green background, which makes it far less intimidating.
It's always Christmas in Bangladesh.
Okay.
Number 3 is Albania, and this one I respect.
Albania is a cool flag.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The only things I know about Albania is that its movie bad guys are super into human trafficking, and that its flag has a double-headed shadow eagle on it, which is terrifying. Okay, stop. So not only is this guy being racist, but
Is Albania a race?
no, because he's like, all I know about Albania is that the villains there are super into human trafficking. And I can't tell if that's racist
It's
or not.
movie bad guys.
It's movie bad guys.
So,
But
our
that's like being
movie's
like,
racist.
oh yes, all these Russian communists, and all these Arab terrorists, and all these Albanian human traffickers, apparently.
Alright, I see it.
You see what I mean?
Yeah,
All these African warlords, or all these
Stop.
all these Native American chiefs that are scalping us. I don't know.
Wow, that really went downhill.
That really did, yeah.
It happens.
But yeah, okay. That seems like more than enough for me to know that I could never survive in Albania. The double-headed shadow eagle is the kind of shit that you dream about in your worst dream. Putting it on a flag is an ultra-aggressive move. Albania ain't a destination for me. A different bird, then maybe. Guatemala has an especially friendly-looking bird on their flag, as does Kiribati. I'd for sure survive in either of those places. Not Albania, though. I have so much respect for Albanians. Yes. Crime-ridden Guatemala, you'd have a better chance of surviving than Albania. Yes.
Jesus.
Yeah. All right. Number 4, United States.
4 somehow.
What? Okay, so he says that we don't have the best flag, so instead he puts it as number 4.
You never said we had the worst.
But it's top 5.
Let's turbo through real quick. Number 5 is Belize, which is
Not true at all.
Yeah, I know, I'm with you. Number 6 is Vietnam.
Okay.
Number 7 is Dominican Republic. Oh, Somalia, they do have a dope flag.
Yeah, and then
It's aggressive as shit.
then it's Angola, and then Barbados.
Barbados is a bit of trash.
Barbados has a cool flag. Okay.
Yeah, it's dope. Blue and gold is always a solid color combination.
All right, let's see what the worst is, and then read that.
Oh, shout out to Canada.
Canada is the worst flag.
Absolutely.
Except no.
Nah. Now who likes maple leaves? Get that out of here.
You're making your flag, and you could put basically anything you want on there. And you want something that is strong but not overbearing, attractive but not dismissive, smart but not ostentatious. It can go a ton of different ways. Pick any animal, pick any weapon, pick any color, pick any symbol. All of everything is available. It's all there for you. And you settle on a leaf? Not even the whole tree. Trees are strong. Trees are noble. Trees are useful. Leaves are like the fingernails of trees.
Accurate.
I mean, fingernails are great when they're attached to your hands. I can't imagine my life without fingernails. Separate of the hands, though. Fingernails all by themselves? Nah. No good. Doesn't help anything. I'm willing to bet that there's never been one single time in all of history when someone found a detached fingernail and was like, this is a good thing. And that's probably accurate. Hey, I planted a tree in your front yard. Oh, wow, thanks so much. Hey, I scattered some leaves in your front yard. What's your problem, man? Daddy, can you build me a tree house? Sure, son. Daddy, can you build me a leaf house? Dude. Canada, great country, worst flag. And so already, from this, I can tell that he's anti-Canadian prime 1 dumbass. Yeah. So, I don't know. Hopefully, he won't have to breed.
Jesus Christ.
I don't need this.
I I still stand by the fact this is satire.
Yeah. I don't.
Sure.
I don't. It's The Ringer. Okay, it's not like The Onion. It's
Yeah.
not like. It's BuzzFeed for sports.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm
Like
with you.
today, their head article is.
Politics.
Oh, politics. Okay.
They're expanding, but on the side, there's a bunch of NBA stories.
5 takeaways from the NBA's opening week.
You shouldn't be watching the NBA. That's the takeaway. Basketball's boring.
I love basketball.
Oh, you're wrong.
All right. Agree to disagree then.
Sports is the next topic of our podcast. I love it.
All right. So, all right. I think that should be just about it then.
I think it's time for the wrap up.
All right. Thank you all for listening. We'll be here next week. Thanks so much. Bye.